15, verses 13 through 15. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, and if ye do whatsoever I command you, henceforth I call you not servants. For the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. John 15, verses 13 to 15.
Well, good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you here. This is the Magman Morning Show, Grand Rising. Grand Rising to all of you. I'm so glad that you decided to come and uh, be with us on this morning, each and every morning at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Good morning to all of our East Coasters right here on Mac Media 3 Productions, right here, WKRAR, license carrier, and YouTube, which is our audio and video screening and live remote carriers. We want to thank you all for being here. Welcome once again. I feel great. And you say, why? Yeah, well, I mean, I feel good. I mean, but I got that extra something because I had an epiphany on this morning. I got up early as I normally do. Good morning to Alice and to all of you. Let me call the roll right quick. Good morning to you, all of you. Like say, grand rising to our chairman of our deacon board, Deacon Alvin Moore. Hope and pray, and we're always lifting you up. We love you and we care about you, sir. I think he's 88, if I'm not mistaken. I ain't even put the man age out there like that. To Anthony Reed, to Sharon Reed, the section leader of the Alto section, to our gracious chief usher, the person that will keep you in line in the chat, our chat editor and our chat information person, and our chat director and our mod. She's there. She's the moderator, the general moderator of our show. That's Alice, the blessed child of God. I'd like to say hello to Penelope, her sidekick. I sent the message out to her. I'm grateful. I know that she's working another position. I'd like to say grand rising to Diane Black, the next congresswoman of the state of Mississippi. And I can't wait for the campaign to get the rolling. See, I'm putting it out there. I'm speaking and I'm putting out to Keisha the Stylist, our wonderful anchor sponsor, and to Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge, also to D. Harris Interiors and graphics editor and designer that helps us out here at the MacMan Morning Show. As you see, we have a look that we have Miss Harris's design there. And we're just grateful to all of you that are here. Brother Lee should be on his way. We had some problems. As you know, I don't dwell into yesterday. This is a new day. He should be here real shortly. And I want to thank all of you. Foxy 2, Roxy 3. I think I did I sent something out. I don't know if they've come, but I have we're going to have an interesting broadcast on this morning. I am grateful for all of the support that you have been showing us. And your prayers and your and your prayers and your well wishes as we do what we do. I want to say this too also. He is 88. Dad is 88 years old. That's Deacon Alvin Moore. We like to say, hey, 88. That's wonderful. And we're praying, as he gets his strength and as he does what he does, we're wonderfully grateful for him and what he is doing. To Diane and to your father, Diane, I want to say hello to him and good morning to him. Wonderful to have him listening to the Backbed Morning Show. I got something that's really interesting today. I was talking and was reviewing on this morning Martin G. Johnson, our brother, who is the crime chaser. He's the original crime chaser, and based out of Chicago. And he was on live last evening, early this morning, and I caught the replay. And it's important. If you don't get it live, y'all get the replay, and you be amazed and see what we do here in the morning. There's some other things that I'm going to be announcing in a little bit. Just give me a couple of minutes with this right here. Martin G. gave he had this program about the media portrayal of the black community of crime, and that we're always featured on in mainstream media. We're featured as the news. They don't have any news without us, but then people have the perception in America and even in the black community that we're the major causes of, or we're the leaders in crime and prevent and committing crimes in this country. And I have some information that Martin gave me. He said I didn't have to mention, but I just got to give credit to where it's due. This information that he has given to me is very valuable. I want you to look at it. I'll give you the link. I'm going to try to get the link to put it into the description. These are actual numbers, and they say the receipts and the numbers don't lie. They don't lie. And you're going to be amazed, and we want to have a discussion. Let me put this I'm going to put in the chat right now the link to come in and speak. I want somebody to speak. I don't want to be the only one, or maybe our panelists to be the only one. I want to know your opinion. We're working on phone lines. We're working on getting new phone lines, and there's something else that we're working on that I have some technical things that I have to do for the Magman Morning Show. I want to announce to you that there's going to be a new programming that we're having. And yeah, I'll tell you about it, but James Max reports. I'm a reporter, and I want to do stories, individual stories on various topics, various situations in the community, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do it and to interview and to talk about the various things that are going on, separate from the Magman Morning Show. The morning show is going to go on every day, but this is just like some extra. This is a new project that I want to do and I want to launch, because I want to get out into the community and be able to talk to people and to be able to bring to you in-depth reporting, even if it's investigative or it's just human interest. I'm going to just start doing that. We're going to do Harvey, especially in Harvey. I'd like to say hello and good morning and grand rising to everybody in Harvey, Illinois. We have not forgotten you. We're putting things together as we speak to address some things, and we're going to keep Harvey on the front burner. That's what James Mack Reports will be doing. We're going to, it's aside from the topics that we talk about and have our little discussion each and every morning, you'll get a chance and an opportunity to see me interview some great and wonderful people. I love doing what I do. And to be able to bring it to the forefront and to be able to bring it to people each and every day. That's what I want to do. And I like to also say that we're developing and putting together a advertising package. The advertising package, I know y'all saying he's doing all. I'm just giving all of the preliminaries out of the way so I can get to our topic. And then I'm going to take a break also. We're putting together a new advertising package. You can actually sponsor a whole show. If you like to, just say, friends, you ain't got to do the long period or whatever the case may be, but we're going to have options for you. We're going to have ticker sponsors. That means you're a business, or we'll let everybody know who's sponsoring by having the ticker at the bottom. That's D. Harris Interiors. That's our interior director for the Magman Morning Show, unofficial. Our friend, our dear friend of D. Harris Interiors, created the background that you see. And there's some other things I ain't going to say. That's a surprise. And it's just good to have good people on board to do different things and that you can get them situated. I want everybody to know that I'm going to do this real soon. It's going to be a surprise. I got something for a wonderful person in my life. I want to make sure that um, this is done well, because you know something, when you're stepping out and you're doing things, you're not doing it by yourself. And sometimes you got to take high roads and low roads and different roads, but make sure you stay on the road. That's all you have to do. Listen, this is the Magman Morning Show. We're here. It's 12 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. I want to say something about a organization, and I want to give them this time because I said that I was going to do it. That's Sister to Sister. They are preparing folks to have a Mother's Day luncheon on this Sunday. They're having it. I think we had said Thursday, but on Mother's Day, they're actually having a Mother's Day luncheon on that day for the ladies uh, that Sister to Sister serve. Sister to Sister is an organization, folks, that serve and help women that are struggling with addiction. The founder of the organization is Trisha Henderson, and Trisha Henderson's story, which you will hear on James Mack Reports. We're going to bring individual stories that we're going to be doing and dealing with, not like a nightline type of thing or something like. It's just going to be featured. We're not going to be talking about homicides and, oh, excuse me, about unalivements and all those other things. We're not going to be talking about all of that and all of that old stuff. We're just going to bring human interest stories that will impact our community. Trisha Henderson is the founder and the organizer of the Sister to Sister, this wonderful organization. At the bottom of the screen, you will see how you can help her to achieve that goal, that these ladies will have a wonderful Mother's Day. And she has a great staff of people that are coming along and volunteers that are trying to help. And you know something, we need to just reach out and help somebody. That's what the Magman Morning Show stands for. That's what we're going to do. Information and inspiration. Foxy 2, Roxy 3 is here. Hey, how are you? You're going to want to get in on this conversation too. She's our guest many, many times. She has her own great, wonderful platform along with Alice. Alice, the blessed child of God, has theirs. Please put y'all got to put it in the chat so we can make sure that the people tune into your platforms. And, we're just grateful to have them. Brother Lee, our chief not correspondent, he's our chief contributor, chief commentator. He'll be here in a little bit. But I wanted to get this out of the way and let everybody know, please support Sister to Sister. They're a local organization in the Mid-South, in the southern, in the Memphis, Shelby County. They're based in Binghamton, the Binghamton area of the city of Memphis. And she's doing a wonderful job helping and assisting the ladies that need help. Remember, listen, I know you might not have your parent, for those of you that moms have gone on to be with the Lord, and we thank God for them, and God bless their spirits where they are. And as we continue, you can help somebody during that time. Don't be bereaved, folks. Lift up your heads. You can do something wonderful in the memory of your mothers, in the memory of your grandmothers, and the people, the women that have mothered you and probably have gone on or played an that have played a major role, influence in your life. You can make a donation in their names. Make a donation to Sister to help them to achieve and to have a wonderful, wonderful time with the ladies of that really just need a smile sometime, or just need somebody to be kind sometime. A cup of coffee, a glass of juice, a soda, a nice meal, just to sit down and somebody to tell you that you're all right. You can, that things are going to be okay, and then you give them the support that you need. And I want you all to support them. And I said that's from me. I'm the Mac man. We're going to do that. Listen, let me tell you all something. There's a saying, somebody sent this to me, and this is my affirmation. I'm a firm believer you got to meet God halfway. I changed that. I got to change that G and make it the bigger one and emphasize on it. Don't just pray. Get out and do your part. So I'm going to do mine, and I'm going to do my part and some. I'm going to do my part in some. And then for those that heard me on yesterday that tried to, and when you have ups and downs and you try to develop relationships, even in business, change with me and not on me. You ain't got to change on me. You ain't got to do those things. We ain't got to change on each other. So like and subscribe. I know people are going to be coming in and out. I'm not worried about. And another thing, YouTube and StreamYard. We'll talk about that later. I ain't going to address you either because we're going to make those major changes that we need to make our broadcast even better. I'm not going to bellyache and complain about the numbers and all that. I'm not here for numbers. I'm not here for people to pat me on the back. I'm here to serve and to do service. They say, Mac man, how do you do what you do and why do you do what you do? Well, broadcasting has always been in me. I have been on off the air for a while. And the last assignment that I had, I was with Hot Talk Radio, and they were a network based out of Atlanta. I'd like to say hello to all of my Atlanta folks. And I had a program on twice a week, and I was live. And we were before we started streaming and videoing, you really had to have the proper equipment, and they was hiding, but you can still get on the air. And I was on. I think that was 2015. I was when I had dropped out of broadcasting, and this was my show. I had black hair then, folks, and I was graying, a little bit. I don't know if I dyed it or what. I don't know what was happening. But I grayed earlier. My father started graying fully gray at about 30. He said, and he said he'd been dying. I mean, he dyed his hair and did. He was cool. He was like that. But then the real entrepreneurs loving life. That was my show. That was what I was doing. And Hot Talk Radio, it was hot. I mean, as far as the show was, the audience was there. And because of reasons that are, because of other reasons, and people were doing what they do, we had, there were some difficulties. I was the division leader there. That was my division. I did the Mid South. We were based out of the Memphis Shelby County area and had a wonderful one. So I've been in broadcasting a while. That's just one of my assignments. So because of that, I wanted to make sure that what I bring to the table is what I bring to the table. I'm not a dancer, so I can't. I like dancing. I like stepping and things. I ain't been stepping in a long time. In I got a surprise work go stepper, and that's Alice at Foxy's channels that they have up there. Foxy, I got the link in the chat if you want to come in, and she says she's going live on Mondays at 5. She goes live on Mondays at 5 Eastern and on Thursdays at 4 Eastern PM, 4 p.m. Eastern. Right on YouTube, she's going to get a wonderful platform that she has. And you all support our wonderful chief usher moderator, the person in charge of doing what they do. Like I said, the James Mack Reports is getting ready to do some things, and I want to say good morning to Alderwoman Kobe Chapman, who we're going to be featuring. We're going to be reaching our hands out to help, and we're going to be putting a report together, putting a story together about the Alderwoman and the horrific things that happened to her. I'm getting this out the way. They really did some things. So they got to cry out for people to come and participate at the next Harvey City Board meeting. At that board meeting, they're going to be standing up and they're going to be there to support Alderwoman Chapman. Because look, as you see in the picture, I got the video. I hate to show it because the police manhandled this person. So they're looking for enough people to go in there that they can't manhandle everybody. And you're not going to just let them don't let them push up on the Alderman. Protect your legislators. And we're just going to get in, and we're going to be able to be talking about this a little bit more. I'm going to reach out to Jedediah Brown. I hadn't talked to him since the Dalton situation. Hadn't had a chance to talk to him, but I'd like to get his. I'd like for him to come on and to tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen on Monday, May the 12th, and we'll get more information about that. Grand Rising, good morning to all of you all. I done did my talking for my part. In a sense, we're going to be talking about why. I wonder why. I mean, haven't you ever wondered why? Your mainstream networks and everybody, your local TV networks promote and always get out there and always focusing in on the Black community, saying that they're presenting us as the ones that are doing all of the crime, Pookie and Ray and them and all that other stuff, and they always leave themselves out. The Caucasian folks white folks leave themselves out. The white community, they always say, oh, the crime is bad. The crime is bad. Oh, we're moving. Oh, we're doing this. Well, I got something for you today that Martin G. Johnson shared with me that I'm going to share with you to start our discussion. This is the MacMan Morning Show. It is right now 22 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock right here on the MacMan Morning Show. We're going to get ready to just say hey to some of our sponsors. I want to thank each and every one of them for doing and sacrificing for being on the MacMan Morning Show. We're getting ready to put our package together. You'll be amazed at who we're reaching. Don't pay any attention to folks. Listen to the person that's here doing the broadcasting. We're going to do what we have to do. We're going to present what we have to present, and whosoever will, put your earbuds in. We're going to be talking later. Hey, this is the MacMan Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection. And I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
And welcome back to the MacMan Morning Show. Grand rising to all of you that are here. My whole panel is here. We're going to do I'll do the lead in to our morning, to our topic on this morning, which should be an interesting one. You know, we look at the news, the internet, many different channels on social media, and we find out, wait a minute, here we go. We find out that, wait a minute, there we go. We find out that the reporting in the news goes a little bit like this: shooting on the west side, uh, gang related, brown and black people, Hispanics, black male, white, Hispanic male, black female, Hispanic female, drug dealing, black males, brown males, people of color, no Asians, none of them folks, none of the white folks, drug users, purchasers, vice workers, vice handlers, people participating in vice, assault and battery, domestic disputes, robberies, unalivements, grapes, essays, all those things they say that we're the topic of discussion for the mainstream media. As you look at your network news and read your newspapers, and you find out that when it comes down to the crime beat, we always make headlines. We make headlines whether we sneeze, we make headlines whether we go to the bathroom. We just make headlines for the wrong reasons. We make headlines for being bad business people. We make headlines for being welfare kings and queens and users and hustlers and pimps. We portrayed on television as far back as I could remember, the early 70s on down to this present day. We have been portrayed as hustlers, pimps, freaks, and other things that we ain't supposed to be. The male gender of black people of the black male has become feminine, and they're wearing dresses, makeup, and saying that they're doing it all in the name of art. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care what persuasion, but I say the perception that is out there today. We're broke, busted, disgusted. Black men don't know how to take care of their families, their children. They're not marriageable. Women are out there. They're gold diggers. They're people of the night. All kinds of things, users and things. All kinds of things that are portrayed in the media about us. We're only thing we're focusing in on is rap. We're gangster rapping, and half of the gangster rappers are doing other things. We got people that are accused of diabolical things, and in the name of business and in the name of the community, the hustlers in the pulpit. And I want to focus in on when the shootings and the drug dealing and crime and all that, and they talk about that the black community is the leader in these things. We the leaders. We the ones that's doing all the crime. We the ones that running all the stoplights. We the ones that always doing this and that. We the ones that are on the FBI most wanted list. We the only ones that they go out, and when they do arrest us, they knock us down. They beat us down. We're the ones that get the brunt of the bad publicity. They say, don't go to the black community. Don't go to that restaurant. Don't go to that restaurant. Don't go to that playhouse. Don't go to that movie. Don't go to this. Don't do that, because why? Those black people are there. They're the leaders of the crime. Well, I got some numbers. Mm-hmm. I got some numbers. I'm going to do my presentation, and I hope I didn't lose anybody, but y'all bear with me. I got some numbers from Martin G, and he sent me this information, and I want to shout out to my brother, my broadcast brother, Martin G. Johnson, the original crime chaser, my brother. He gave, and see, receipts are important. And what you see here, the last census or the last time that they took this real crime report, this comes from the federal government, comes from the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations. It's their statistics. And it says Criminal Justice Information Services Division of the FBI. The stats of the criminal activity and the criminal history of, or the stats, it's the stats. These are the numbers of arrest in the United States at that time. And these numbers, as we go to the first page, which is very important, these are real numbers. I hope you can see it. I think you can. And these statistics will show you the population. Let's go back a little bit. I need to go back just a little bit. And it'll show you, wait a minute, let me make sure is it that. All right, let's look at this. In the middle, you see in the gold, you'll see it says it right below table 43, which is what we're going to be reviewing in a little bit. It says arrest by race and ethnicity. I use race and ethnicity. I can say it. The reporting agencies are 10,831 of them. This is the 2019 estimated population of the United States at that time that they were counting. You know, he stopped the last census, but this is the numbers that they're estimating that it is 229,735,355 people in the United States. That's per their estimation. I don't believe it. I think it's more than that. Now we're going to be observing the numbers. Why are we observing these numbers, James Mack? I'm so glad that you asked me. People have been saying, and I'm setting this up, y'all stay with me a little bit. People have been saying black people are the ones that have been doing all of the hootenanny and foolishness, the crime and everything. And these are the numbers. These are the numbers that have been given. Now, I'm talking about black and white now, because it's the white folks that's been saying they've been putting out on social media and in the news media, and the mainstream media has been reporting that it seems like, and the perception that they give is that all the crime that is being done in the black community and by black people. And there may be so that their crimes have been done, but an equal share of them and more than their share of them have come and have been offended. The offenses have been white people. Let's go to this chart. Now, this is it. Now, they say that the total offenses and the total arrests that they have made that all around the country, all reporting agencies, these are the charges of total of 6,816,975 people were arrested and charged with offenses in that period of time. And I'm going to use this analogy, they're beating us, meaning that there is more of them doing it than us. They beat us in this category. They say we're doing all the crime. They're saying that we're doing all of this and we're doing all of that and we're the chief of the criminals. Well, we're about to see with this chart that we have right here. I'm going to keep track of the time. We're going to take one break in between and recognize our sponsors. Y'all hang on in there. Tell somebody, hey, James got the receipts. The Mac Man got the receipts this morning. Let's go to it. All right. Out of that 6,816,975 people, 4,729,290 white offenders were arrested versus they beat us 1,815,144. Look at that now. Oh, we're doing all of the crimes, but the numbers say, and I'm sure that the numbers fluctuate between now and then, but let's look at the fluctuation. Now they're talking about we doing all of the crime, and look at the comparison. Now that's in the total. Now let's go to the categories. The categories that they beat us in. I'm so glad that they beating us in something in this in a sense. Let's look at the first category. And Martin G. Johnson brought this out. Martin G. Man, I got to give you credit, brother, because I thank you for this information. Let's see the murders. Okay, the total arrests in murders and offenses in murder. Now, right here, they say that we're the ones that we beating them and we're leading them in per capita for murder. It ain't too far, but it's right there. In grape, essays, and et cetera, what the Orange Man they had a total of 16,599. Out of that, 11,588 offenses were done by white folks and 4,427 by people that look like me. They say that's who've been arrested for those things. So they beating us in this. So they doing most of this. In robbery, they're beating us in robberies. They're doing more robberies than we are. Aggravated assault. They're doing more. They're beating us down and they're leading in aggravated assault arrests. Let's go to burglary. Come on, go with me, y'all. Let's go to burglary. They beating us. They look at that. They're leading 81,000 to 31,000 compared to people like me that have been arrested and convicted for larceny and theft and robbery and all those other things that the Orange Man has been doing. You know, he ain't nothing but a thief. But look at that, they leading us. White folks are doing more larceny and thieving and robbing than black people are. Okay, let's go to motor vehicle theft. Now, y'all might be saying Pookie and Ray and them been carjacking all the community, going to the white folk. And I'm not necessarily, and I'm not an advocate for none of this, but they sensationalize all these things. Let's look at motor vehicle theft. That's right below larceny. Look at the little thing I'm wiggling, and I don't think it's on. They can't see me wiggling the what you call, the mouse, thing. Right here, motor vehicle thefts. They're leading us in arrest. 39,000 versus the 16,000 on the dark side over here. They're doing more motor vehicle theft. Let's go down to a place that I know that they're doing a lot of crime in as being a firefighting officer. Arson. They're committing more arsons than black people. 4,000 versus about 4,400 to 1,500 for blacks. Let's go to violent crime. They say, well, let's stop here for a second. Let's look at violent crime. Okay. They're saying that violent crime, you whooping folks, this and that, and all that other stuff. Violent crime, hurting folks, all that stuff. Violent crime. White folks commit more violent crimes than black people have been arrested for. These are the government numbers, the FBI numbers. You can't say nothing. I'm not messing with the other persuasion and the Hispanic and the Orientals and all of those other people. I'm talking about black and white. Let's talk about the black and white of the situation. Property crime. All right, y'all think folks that do property crime, robbing and stealing and doing all that, they outnumber us doing property crimes. It's 17,502 versus 231,087. So who's doing all the crime, but who's getting the publicity for the crime, saying that the crime is on us? Okay, the other assaults, property crime. Now, we did that one. Other assaults, they're leading per capita 2-1. Forgeries and counterfeiting. They doing counterfeiting and making them checks and using your name and scamming you, and black folks are too, about 10,000, almost 10,000 of them. Fraud. There's some frauders in there. I'm not dehumanizing it, but look at who's leading it. In all categories and all races, white folks is the one doing the most fraud in that period of time. Embezzlement, taking money from the company and saying you did it. Taking that, going into the petty cash and going into the bank accounts that they've been sworn to uphold. They doing more embezzlement than we are. They say we doing embezzlement, but they'll put you on the news and put you there. You did the PPP loan and you did this, and there's more of them that's embezzling than then it's more white folks than black folks doing that. Let's see. Oh, now I went too far. Wait a minute. Come on, James. You got it. Thank you, Martin G, for this information. Y'all may not like it. It's all right. I ain't saying nothing. I'm going through these categories. Oh, I'm almost there. Wait a minute. Okay, I got that's embezzlement. Stolen property buying, receiving stolen property. White folks buy more stolen property than black folks. 38,000 to 21,000. Vandalism, tearing up people's stuff, wrecking stuff, beating you down, tearing your business up. 83,000 to 34,000. Black folks, they beating us. Look at they beating us in all these crimes, but they got us on the television. Carrying illegal weapons possession. It ain't just black folks at 45,000. It's 60,000 white folks that got arrested for the same thing. But they saying that doing all the crime, y'all better wake up and see. Here I go. I'm coming to this here. Ladies of, people of the night. It doesn't say male or female or what, but the people of the night. It's more of them dragglers out there. It's about 10,000 in them versus the 8,000 in my race of folks. It's less of them. SA offenses and gapes and a combination of peoples of the night. That's below it. Offenses. 21,000. They's doing some weird stuff with this stuff versus 5,000 of the black people. Drugs. We going down to drugs. We're almost there. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're almost there, but we at the good part now. They say that we the dope addicts and we the ones that doing all of the consuming and everything. 748,878 arrests have been made for drug abuse violations by white folks versus the 274,670 arrests made of black folks. Y'all doing a whole lot of dope snorting and carrying on all that other stuff, but y'all talk about us as the junkies, and they put us on the movies that we the junkies and the hustlers and the pushers, but they the consumers. We see who the consumers is. They nose wide open. Oh, here I go. Come on, go with me. I know that a lot of people are sitting here. I got the note. And these are the facts. I'm just giving you the facts. That's all I'm giving you. Okay, gambling. Everybody do some gambling. They do chicken fighting, dog fight. They had offenses. They even lead us in that by half. They by half. Offenses against families and children. They upset their houses more than out of 52,000 arrests, 38,000 were for white folks and 16,000 for black. They disturbing the house, driving under the influence, driving drunk under the influence of dope or whatever it is. It's a lot of them. They do it more often than we, but you look in traffic court, what do you see? I ain't even got to traffic. You see who? Black people. Okay. Red Fox said, Fred Sanford said, it's enough black people in here to make a Tarzan movie. I won't say another one. And we almost there. Okay, disorderly drunkenness is more winos and drunk folk get drunk. They go, but it ain't just Uncle Willie in the street. It's Mr. Fester, 164,000 Mr. Festers out there, and they're out there doing wrong, doing drunken care. Disorderly conduct. Ones they put your foot on your neck and break your back and assault and battery on you and put you down because you're disorderly. And they gave more disorderly conduct arrests than it is for black people. It's 132,000 arrests for them, and it's about 64,000 for black people. Vagrancy, 10,000 to 4,000 for blacks. Other offenses, except traffic, they outnumber us 2 to 1. 1 million offense. These are other offenses, them little bitty misdemeanors and them other things that they put on black folks to get you in the court system. Out of the 2,192,791 arrests that have been made, out of that 1,532,998 have been made of white folks, 577,689 of black. Suspicion. Is that right? Creepy peoples and all them other folks that do all kind of weirdo stuff, I guess. It's about 1,000 of them that they got arrested and about 257 from the black community. Curfew, loitering, hanging around places you ain't got to no business, hanging in front of people's stores, panhandling, begging. They say that black peoples are we're the ones that do that. And We're the ones that commit those kind of. But if you look here at the official numbers, 6,000 arrests over almost seven versus 3,100 over here for black people. So who's doing all the crime, but who's getting all the publicity? That's the question today. And I got our panel here. I did all the talking, and I got our panel here that's here with us. Brother Lee, our chief contributor, chief commentator of the Magman Morning Show, and our wonderful guest, Foxy 2, Roxy 3, Foxy 2, Foxy 3, her wonderful platform that she has. We want to thank our panel for being here on this morning. That was a mouthful. What do you all say about that?
Well, I say it's fear mongering.
Okay, there you go. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, Foxy. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. It's fear mongering. If
Mm-hmm.
they all they doing is trying to put fear in all the white people to get them to fear that we are so bad still. We were so bad when we were slaves. We were so bad when we left slavery. Back in, when we was doing civil rights, we were bad. We always been bad. And they just it's fear mongering. They got to make us still look bad however they can because they want to continue to feel superior. So what other way to show people that we still superior by making us look like we the bad people? We the worst, we the worst criminals there is on earth. Before us, it was the Hispanics. Now that all the Hispanics are gone, now they're gonna blame it on us again. It's just all it is. As long as it's not pure white, it's gonna be fear mongering regardless. If you remember
But the
back in
white peoples was but Foxy, the white people's been saying, and the people's on the air have been saying that it's Pookie and Ray Ray and me and everybody else who look like us. We doing all the crime, but the numbers is telling them. See, they evidently they don't do. Is it that they don't read or understand, or they can't do math? Fox.
it's not that they can read, they know the numbers, they know it's that way. Well, look, right now, blacks outnumber the whites in the United States. Right now, we are the population, believe it or not. And right now, they got to make sure that we are looked at as bad. We outnumber them, way outnumber them. We almost over half of them. The population is blacks, and they fear us because they want to control us again. They couldn't control. We done got where we need to be. So now they got to make us look bad.
I mean, I was looking at this, and when Martin brought it to me, Brother Lee, I was really interested, because I've been trying to find some statistics on it, and I wanted to see because I mean, you hear it each and every day. Good morning to Diane Black, our wonderful Congresswoman of the First Congressional District. Praise God. For they've seen these numbers, Brother Lee, and the numbers don't lie. But for forever, people have been saying we have been the crooks. We're the leading crooks. We the ones that's doing everything and anything. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from the black. Y'all got to cut this foolishness out. But there are some things that these people are doing, and it doesn't get out on the media. It don't get out in mainstream. What do you think about that, Brother Lee? Great and grand rising to you, sir.
Great day, everyone. Great day, my sister. New beginnings. I like to say this. It'll be contrary to what you just said. But I'll get to a point at the end of what I'm saying. The numbers are not accurate, what you said. I'll say that now. Your numbers are wrong. And I can explain why. You can look it up. The thing is, first thing I'll address what my sister just said, that black folks outnumber white folks. That's not true. I would like for that to be the case, but it's not true. You can look that up. The numbers about white folks, that's not true. And I'll explain why you can look that up and find that. That's a fact. Now, what I mean is that it's not accurate is because the numbers are bigger than what they are. Larger numbers than what they are. The numbers that you just quoted doesn't accurately portray what's going on. Now, let me explain. Now, it's the white folks that they let go. They didn't report it. That is not, they say We'll excuse it that they didn't get prosecuted, they didn't get arrested. Those numbers are not showing in your numbers. Now, the black folks, let's get to us. The numbers are not correct. These are black folks that have been stopped for no reason, that's been tagged with loitering and prostitution and just walking and being themselves and not breaking any laws. Those people were arrested and tagged with those offenses. That's not accurate. So that number is overdone for black folks and underdone for the white folks. So when you look at those numbers and you quote those numbers about white folks being arrested and unaliving people, that number is underreported. And the numbers for us are over. We've been arrested for things we did not do because we don't have proper representation, and the police are tagging us because of who we are as a skin color.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that in the sense? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. I'm not trying to stop you. I was just commenting with you. Go ahead.
I just say now, black folks are more of us are in prison because not because we commit offenses, is because of who we are. That's what I want to say, and that's why I'm saying the numbers are not accurate. They're underreported for the white folks, and then we're justly incarcerated, justly arrested, unjustly stopped and harassed and tagged with these offenses. So those numbers are grossly underreported because they're not accurate, because black folks are not committing these crimes. Well, we are stopped and we're arrested and we're prosecuted for things that we did not do because we don't have proper representation and because we are tagged and we are, because they're racistly biased against us. So that's what I like to say, my brother. We have to dig deeper, not just at the numbers that you got from the brother, which is very good, but the numbers are not accurate. He's looking at the numbers that they let through, not the numbers that was not exactly reported. Because we have to say, white folks, if you see those numbers, multiply them times 10. That's the thing. If you see white folks that are arrested for drug offenses, you got to report the white folks that got away. You got to report the white folks that were stopped with the drugs and let go. You got to report the white folks that been doing domestic crimes and not reported. So those numbers are grossly underreported. And then with black folks being stopped and these numbers against us, those numbers are bloated. Those numbers are inaccurate because we weren't committing any offenses, but other than being who we are, walking the streets, being a citizen, we're the most law-abiding people there is. We're very conservative and very appreciative, very supportive of law enforcement when it's just. That's what I have to say.
Come on, Fox.
Okay, I agree with you, Brother Lee, on that part, that the numbers are possibly not correct. And, and I'm not going to say it is, and I'm not going to say it's not. But we are, as blacks we have done our crime. But what we were saying is they're trying to make it more us than it is them. So that statistic shows it's more them than it is us. And some of it, almost over half of it, is done by them and not us. And I said that's fear mongering. They're trying to make the white folks fear us, that we are the criminals, that we are so bad and corrupted that, they're not going to look at themselves. They're going to look at us. And I said, just like with the Hispanics, what was his main thing? The reason to deport them because they was out here doing, essaying and all, stealing and robbing people. And the people was living here. You can look at the chart and show how much they did. They were way less than us. But yet they fear-mongering them. That's the whole thing behind it all. They don't want anybody that is not pure white to be looked at as bad. It's always us. That's why they want to look at us as being bad and terrible, and we the worst thing on earth besides them. They are pure. They've been for years. They're the pure ones. We the corrupted and evil ones. Everything that's not white is evil. Look at what they did in 2019. They did to China. He kept saying China, 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 and the Asians got attacked. Now it's the
I,
Hispanics. Next is gonna
I,
be
I,
us again.
I agree, my sister. I'm just saying those numbers are underreported and overreported in our areas. That's all.
Yeah, and
And
you're
what
right
and
about
what
that. I agree with you.
and the thing is that I'm saying is that, and you saying that well, white people like to think of themselves as better than what they are. I mean, they have control of the social media and the media itself, so they're not going to put themselves in a bad light. Actually, you can go to the movie theaters. There's more movies about them than it is about us. And so they're going to put their narrative out there. Their history books will show it. I mean, if the history is clearly inaccurate about what Columbus actually, there's some things about Columbus that people would be surprised that Columbus was actually black. I had to scratch my head on that one. And the thing is, most of us that did anything significant is black. I mean, our African descent, and this is a thing that might uh, register with a lot of us, but may not. That 7% of this country's white folks, uh, those are it's only 7% in this country that are actually Caucasian.
Oh, I
seven
believe that.
percent. But
I believe that, and I read that. 7% of them.
and the
Most of
thing,
them are foreigners just like us.
yes, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you can grab talk to a random Caucasian and ask them how long has their family been in this country. You can probably only go back 2 generations, maybe three. See, those Caucasians that been here since the 1600s, they're gone. They're gone.
Right.
Now, most white you grab a grab a white person and ask them, how long has your family been in this country? They'll say, well, my grandfather came here maybe 100 years. Maybe my family came here 100 years ago. If you won't go beyond 2 generations. And see, and that's the thing. They just got here. Donald Trump folks just got here. Most of those white folks you see in Congress and in the Senate, they only been here. Their families only been here for 2, maybe 3 generations. That's it. And that goes back to the 1800s, maybe the 1900s. The turn of the 1900s. That's when they got here, and some of them just got here maybe 50 years ago, maybe 75 years ago. So, and that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. See, and that information is out there. And I appreciate the brother for bringing those numbers out there, but they're grossly underreported for the white folks and overreported
Yeah.
for us. And
Well, I
see,
want to
when
say
we
this
look at
real
those
quick.
numbers, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I want to say something and piggyback on what you were saying. The portrayal, even in these numbers, it goes to show you they know they're leading, they know what they're doing. You probably and like I said, you're exactly right. They're not going to give us the accurate uh account of what is, but then in comparing this, and I want to go to something real quick. You all, wait a minute, let me see if I get this up. All right, here. Wait a minute. Come on back in. Now there's some other. I want to add these statistics too. Now, these are the arrests that were made for the 18 and under. And they're saying that there a total of arrests of the juveniles 18, well, 18 and under was 475,371 total. Okay, now we're going to go down and let's look at the categories. I won't go to all of them, but I'm going to go to some that are going to be significant in what I'm saying. Of course, in the unalivement and the unalive slaughter, according to them, which I believe that is inaccurate too. They're saying that they're about 100 or so in between. It's 298 and about 314. But we're going down to the essaying and the essaying. They're doing these things, robbery, aggravated assault. These are 18-year-olds and stuff. I don't see anything other than that. Let me make sure. If you look at the statistics, and I'm going to get this link so I can get it to you all if you want to see it. But in every other category, they're leading in Foxy. They're leading in the recorded arrest. As Brother Lee was saying, it's difficult to say whether or not we know that the numbers are not accurate. I mean, and then like I said, we the ones that get the brunt of the incarcerations and everything. I haven't looked at. I mean, and looking at that, they're saying that there are more black people in jail and prisons and incarcerated than there are white folks. And like Brother Lee was saying, there are people that have gotten away with things and just ain't going to do it. Look at Donald Trump. I mean, the orange man, he's getting away with things. He got 34 felonies and he's sitting in the presidency. Something's going wrong somewhere, Foxy. Even in the young folks, they underestimate him, but they're just putting it out there that Pookie and Ray Ray and them is out there on the streets doing wrongdoings. Help us out here a little bit.
Well, like I said, it's fear mongering. If they why everybody concentrate on all the other races, you'll never see what they're actually doing. They want to make sure you never see that they committed more crimes than we are or any other race. If you look at the chart, they're committing more crimes than any other race on there. Because why? Because they don't want you to see the impurity of them. We are superior. And what would tarnish superiority? Crimes, lies. They're doing, first of all, they're able to do more than we can. There's a lot of things on there that they can do and get away with. Like Brother Lee said, they get away with it. But they're going to make it look like us because we the ones that get locked up. Because they want to try to make us look like the bad people. So we're going to lock them up, show you that they are bad. They're going to, they deporting the Hispanics to a place that they don't even deserve to be at just because they're not them. He's talking about opening up Alcatraz so he can put some more people that he feel that's not, of their race over there. They tried to put them on the other island, but that was inhabitable, so they had to send them to El Salvador. Now you're trying to put it to Alcatraz, which is uninhabitable also. So all he's doing is trying to put fear mongering in there to make the white people rise up against us. And that's the reason why they turned around and they took abortion out. Because there were more of them having abortions than us. And the reason
it's a lot of. Go ahead.
Because they said they want to be dominant. It was said on the news. They even they took their masks down to announce that. They're trying to get rid of abortion so the white folks can start populating again.
Well, let's do this real quick. We're going to go to a break. Brother Lee's going to come back with a rebuttal also. We want to come back with Foxy also on this. And like I said, I want you to get involved in the chat. If you're there, just share it if you want to. It's up to you. We're here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these messages. You're listening to the Mac Man Morning Show right here on YouTube, Mac Media 3, Mac Media 3 Productions. We'll be right back.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. gonna have a good time, yeah.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection, and I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show. Grand rising to each and every one of you that are here with us. We have, let's see here. I wanted to make another announcement, a couple of more announcements um, that we need to have. I'd like to say grand rising, good morning to Tiffany Kamar of St. Patrick's. We want to say good morning to you, ma'am, and your wonderful husband. And we're working on some production for you and some other things. And I know that you all have been busy and everything. We support you. We're still here for you. Michelle Franklin, hey, listen, she's going into another phase of her business. You know, tax season is over, but the credit restoration business, credit business funding, loans, and consulting, you can go to Michelle and get that information and get that expertise from her on that. You can reach her at 708-296-3133. That's 708-296-3133. Wonderful work that she's doing. We just like to support each and every one of our businesses. Black businesses matter. It matters here at the MacMan Morning Show. And we want to spotlight all of our businesses, and not just black businesses, but we want to support those businesses that are out there that are doing the things that they do. So we're putting together our advertising package, and we want you to take advantage of it. Once we get it published and get everything situated, we will make sure that you have all the information that you need. We're just here to serve. We're here to do the things that we do. Start your advertising off with us. Let me show you what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And you never know which way it's going to go. Listen, I am encouraged by the things that we're getting ready to do here at the Man Morning Show, Mac Media 3 Productions. We're getting ready to go to another phase, and I'm getting ready to do a lot of camera work and getting ready to do some things that should have been done, but there are some movements that have to be made that will take us to where we need to be in media. We're not trying to compete. I don't have to compete. We don't have to compete with anybody. We're originals, and I'm an original. And what I have and what God got for me, He has for me. I wanted to put that in there. Listen, Sister to Sister is working on their Mother's Day luncheon that they're trying to have. The ladies at Sister to Sister, the organization within it, I mean itself, is a organization that help women that are struggling with addiction of all kinds and need just the boost of help out. Her drop-in center serves women each her schedule. I got to get her schedule that she has, but if the right financing and the right help comes, she can open and be open every day. But it takes money, it takes finances. But all they're trying to do on Mother's Day for the mothers and the ladies homeless, some are destitute, some may not be with their children because of addiction or whatever the reasons or separate or situations may be. Just to show a little sunshine, just to give them a little opportunity to do and to feel human. Just like when Keisha the stylist went to Sister the Sister and did hair and did a haircut or hairstyle, it'll make you feel good, you know, and make you feel alive. So listen, support Sister to Sister, support our and support its founder, Tricia Henderson, who has a wonderful story. She's going to be able to tell it one day. She's going to come on the Magman Morning Show and tell her story of how she, not only how she organized and founded Sister to Sister, but her own journey with addiction and not shame to say about what's going on. And we're going to bring her in, and hopefully we know that she will be an encouragement to those that will be listening and to all of her volunteers. We'd like to take our hats off to you for doing what you do and how you stick with Miss Henderson. I have a wonderful panel here. We got our chief commentator, Brother Lee, and chief contributor, Brother Lee. And I have our guest, Foxy 2 Roxy 3, who has her own platform, and she's here with us as our guest on our panel as we discuss the media portrayal of the black community, whether it's crime, and we're focusing on the numbers that we were talking about. There's a lot of feedback. She's saying there's some feedback from. Is that from me? Wait a minute. Let me see.
No, you don't have any feedback right now. You're
Oh,
doing
I
good.
don't. Okay. Okay. Thank
I
you.
have it.
And I want. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to make sure that we put this out here. When Martin G. Johnson on last night had his program, he was talking about this very subject. And the subject, and and when it gets out into the community where people are, we have our own perceptions about the community. The numbers, even though they're inflated for the Caucasians, they still put us in a bad light. And what I'm trying to say is this: people with this with the people that are leading this, or so to speak, saying that they're leading this country, these trends have not stopped. There have always been more black people in prison than there have been white people. We've been tortured more, we've been slaved more, we've been mistreated more, but every time those situations come in our life, we always bounce back. But it's just disturbing how my fellow broadcasters on the mainstream, I'm independent, they're mainstream, that they're programmed to do this. They must do this. They got to put this perception out there because and it brings me back to something, Brother Lee, how we moved from the west side to the south side. And it was such fear and such white flight because it was indoctrinated and always widespread that black people are going to bring the neighborhood down. Your housing values are going to go down, and the property value and all that stuff. And then black people are going to rob, and they're going to steal, and they're going to riot, and they're going to do this, and they're going to be after your daughters and your grandmothers and your wives and your whatever the case may be. And they're going to shoot your dog. I mean, unalive your dog and all those other things. And these perceptions have been out there, but all along, even though they're doing this funny math, all along, they're doing more of these horrendous things than people of color. Yet we are the stars of the show when it comes to mainstream media. Brother Lee, can you come on with it with what you got?
Well, I will say this. Perception has to be cultivated. See, their perception of us, or not necessarily perception, their outlook or how they look at us had to be cultivated over centuries. See, okay, now that same perception is what they had among themselves. They used to say Irish people were trash. They would say Polish people were trash when they came over. And they pulled together and directed that perception, that perception of history. They navigated and pointed it at us and said, okay, I'm going to tell you a fact. Lynching only started after the Civil War. That's when they started lynching us. After, in great numbers, is after the Civil War.
In great numbers, that's what you're saying.
And the thing is, why is that? Because they couldn't control us. So they tried to get rid of us, annihilate us. So that's what's happening now. It's because, okay, before the Civil War, before when there was slavery, is that, we had a great value to them because we were a commodity. And they could control us. Now, when they couldn't control us, and they would like for Lincoln, you can look this up, Abraham Lincoln, he wanted to send us to Africa after the Civil War. And he's not our great savior like they say. You know, he wanted to send us to Africa.
You say as they
Because
portray
he had
us.
no
Portray
real
them.
use. He had no real use for us because we were a product of commodity where they could use us and not have to pay us. Now, after slavery, they had to pay us. We had to get paid. Now, they was using the sharecroppers as a means of slavery because, you know, we would cultivate the land for them, but white folks had their own grocery stores and general stores where we would get those things we needed to get us through the year, but they would charge us so much that we didn't get any money for what we done the work for. Sharecropping the land. They made sure we didn't make a dime. We actually owed them money. So we were actually slaves. Again, they found a new way of slavery, was sharecropping.
Sound like credit cards.
So that's why we left and went to the north. Most of us,
Mhm.
some of us stayed and fought and scraped together and bought land and made a way. But, you know, some of us left. But we can't blame the ones who stayed because they fought. They fought in the South and we fought in the North. And the understanding is that after the First World War, when we came back home after a lot of us served in the First World War, they went into our neighborhoods and tried to unalive us. In Chicago, everywhere. People think that people in Chicago had it good. No, they were unaliving us in our own community. So I'm gonna tell you something. They fear us because they're not us. They know what our abilities are. They know what's in us better than we do. And see, we have to understand this. They wake up at night in cold sweats because they know what we're capable of doing. You know, they know what our ability is. They see one of us get through the cracks, and look what we do. We wind up number one. You look at in sports, you look at Venus and Serena, and you look at Tiger Woods, and it's thousands of us, if not millions of us. When we slip through that crack, we don't become one of them. We become better than them.
So is that why they call it woke, Lee? If they say that we woke, everybody's woke, meaning that you woke up to the knowledge. Come on with it.
Yes, we know what our abilities are when we know what's in us. We know what God has poured into us. We don't have to sit and hope that we can get it. We know we can get it, and we know eventually we're gonna take it all back. They know this.
So,
you know, and here's the thing, I'm gonna give you something real quick.
Okay.
Like they say in social media and in the media itself. Do you hear anything about Asian crime?
No.
You don't hear nothing about Asian crime. You don't hear anything about Jewish crime. You don't hear anything about Arab crime, not in this country. You don't hear one Arab that killed another one. You don't hear one Arab that robbed a bank. You don't hear one Arab that raped somebody. I'm sure they're doing some raping and killing. But you don't hear one.
I mean,
unalive, and you don't see, and you got to ask yourself, I ain't seen an Asian all year on TV for committing a crime. You ain't heard about an Asian probably in your lifetime that ever committed a crime, but they committing them. You know, the Arabs are committing crimes, but you don't see them on news. You know, that's the thing. You don't even see, and I'm gonna tell you something. We the number one bad news bears.
Yeah.
Because you don't even see Mexicans on the news committing crime.
Very few.
And that's the thing. So we number one. Because they got to justify putting us in jail. They got to justify building prisons. They got to justify getting us off the street. Because they got it. You know what the final solution was? That's what the Germans used to say about the Jews. But this
Mm-hmm.
the final solution for us is to put us in prison.
Well,
And
Where they
brother
have
Lee,
that's
control.
what
Come on,
they
yeah,
go
come on in,
into
Foxy. Yeah, yeah.
no,
Come on,
brother Lee,
Foxy.
that they go into elementary schools and go into kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. So then, and they do a statistic of those kids from in elementary school to see how many of them, and if they need to go ahead and build another prison to
Okay.
house
I
them.
think you got it. Is that a little feedback from you, Foxy? I don't know for sure. Let
I
me
don't
let
have
me
no
mute my mic.
Okay, how am I now? Okay, I don't hear the
I can
feedback.
hear you good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They it's been it's been known that they go into these elementary schools and they do these tests, as they call it, try to see their educational level, which is a hoax. It's a test to see how many of them that they feel that's going to be in prison by the time they get out of school. So what they do is start planning to build another prison based on their, then they go into the high schools and do another test that they call an academic test. But no, they're trying to see how many of those that's not as smart as the other kids, to see how many prisons they're going to build to house them. And I figured it out and I've seen it for myself that they are going in and doing these tests so they can justify building these prisons. They're making money off of us being in prison.
You mean these standardized tests that they giving kids to test their intelligence and what they're gonna do, who's passing what? That's what you're talking about, Fox?
Yes, exactly. That is that test. And see what
ACT, SATs, and all that T's. Yeah.
they're trying to say, those
All
that's
right.
not that smart are going to be
Thank you, Alice.
criminals.
Hmm.
They're saying they're going to be
Okay.
criminals. So they're going out here, especially for the males. So they're going
Hmm.
ahead and building the prison based on those statistics in that area.
And other things too. Listen, we're at the final minute of our broadcast. I wanted to say to everybody that we're preparing a lot of things here at the MacMan Morning Show. I want to thank everybody for participating in today's show. There are a lot of things, like I said, that we're getting ready to implement here at our on our platform here. But like I said before, and I want to emphasize before we leave, we're going to have to turn that perception around. Those of us that are in independent media and independent black media, and we need to get out there and we need to put it in the forefront that we're not the persons and we're not the ones that's doing all of this. And if I can get a accurate number from like the ACLU should have those accurate numbers. I'm going to pull them because it's interesting that what I got, but I'm going to dig a little deeper and bring it to you, bring those statistics to you, and we're going to see if we can get some, if possible, we can get some better definitive numbers on what we're doing. Listen, this is the MacMan Morning Show. We're getting ready to leave. Listen, we'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here on Mag Media 3, Mag Media 3 Productions, LLC. This is WKRA also, who carries our license. We're here each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. That's 10 a.m. on the East Coast right here on the MacMan Morning Show. Don't forget to go to Foxy's and Alice's platforms, and you'll get a chance to share with them. They got wonderful programs and wonderful opportunities. Go there, subscribe, and like, and get over there, and let's support each other. Like, say hey to Diane Black again. Make sure that we keep our fingers and our toes and our prayers for her as she continues to seek out the decision to come on and be a candidate. I ain't gonna bother that, but I want to thank Foxy for being here. She spends a lot of time with us. I'm so glad that she does, as she comes by here. Brother Lee, our chief commentator, chief contributor here, and our co-host, we really like to thank him and all the duties that he do. We're going to have to get Brother Lee's, he's a good comic too, folks. And we're going to talk about, we're going to get a chance to get Lee's comedy out here too. But listen, if it's 9 o'clock on the weekday, it's the Magman Morning Show. We're here. We're going to have another wonderful broadcast for you on tomorrow. Thank you for sharing with us on this time. We love you. It ain't going to cost you nothing to love somebody, and care for somebody. Check on your people, check on your folks. Be good to each other. We'll see you on tomorrow. This is the Magman Morning Show.
You better